Toot toot, everybody!
Toot toot.
It's Big Howell and Possum. It's Wednesday night. Happy Hump Day.
Oh, yeah. And it's an extra hump day today, ain't it, Big Al?
Yeah, it's in the hump month. The month of love.
That's right. It's humping month.
Yep, you get usually four hump days in the month of love. So don't waste them. I don't know what that means. I don't know how you would waste them.
You can waste them.
You can, yeah, you can certainly waste a hump day. You know.
Ain't you ever said to yourself, that was a waste of a hump?
Not in those words. I've said that was a waste of a hump day, for sure.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. I say that quite frequently.
Of course.
I mumble that to my wife before I go to sleep all the time.
You sad sack of shit. My God.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Anyway, toot toot everybody in the chat. We got Dilius here, tootin' toots. We got Pickle Army 187 as always. Toot toot to you. The Shrew 79, toot toot. It's 3 a.m. in the UK, and I'm watching a giant rat. Okay.
Let me just correct you here. Big Hal is a human being. How dare you?
Wow. Fuzzball 502, toot toot to you, Pickle Army. Yeah, baby. All right. It's time for the show.
Can you believe how rude that was?
Yeah,
call you a rat?
To call me a big rat?
Yes.
Well, you know, they got a different sense of humor over there in the UK. Did you know about that?
Oh, was it dry humor?
It's dry.
I don't like the dry.
Yes, we have a bit of a problem with the dry here. We like things damp.
I like it wet.
We like it wet and damp.
That's right.
We like moisture. Moisture to me is the essence of life.
Yes,
and it's the lubrication of humor.
Correct.
You know?
You ever get dry toasted breakfast, Big Al?
Dry toasted breakfast.
You ever order dry toast at the diner you go to?
No, I sure don't. I wouldn't eat dry toast for breakfast.
Can't picture it.
No, I need that thing. I need it buttery wet when it comes to me, and then I smear it with other wet stuff.
Correct.
Yep.
You come in there, you flap open that paper like this. Watcha!
Yeah.
And they go, Big Al's here. Let's get him something damp.
Yep. Get out those spritzers, boys. We're gonna need an extra damp breakfast for Big Hal.
Big Al's here. Get him a key lime pie and run it under the faucet.
Oh boy, does he like a damp pie?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's true. That's exactly what happens when I go into a diner. They sing it and snap while they do it, though.
Yeah.
It's like a musical scene.
It's really something to behold.
Yeah, they're all moving in synchronicity and stuff, and they're all twirling around. They got their poodle skirts sort of twirling as they bring everybody their food, and they're singing about how damp my food has to be for me to accept it.
I love it. It's my favorite part of going out to breakfast with you.
Yeah, it's great. They don't let you come in. You have to stand outside the window.
I'm still
sort of
with
stare in.
I'm
Yeah,
still
okay,
with you.
yes, that's true.
That's still
true.
going out to breakfast.
That is true.
I see a lot of other buddies outside watching and clapping.
Yeah.
Watching their friends eat breakfast.
Mm-hmm. And just marveling at how damp the food is.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about dampness. Let's continue. Let's continue to talk about wet stuff.
Type, yeah.
Because it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes. It's a lovely day.
Yeah. It's one of the dampest days of the year.
It better be.
Yeah. What a great day. We've had a lot of we've just had so much moisture in the air and everything lately. The season has been unseasonably wet. We've got flooding down at I believe the whole waterfront right now here in Louisville, Kentucky is just flooded all to hell. That's great. It's a good omen, flooding right before Valentine's Day.
Yes.
It just means good things are happening.
That's
so
right.
we're in good spirits because we're damp. My car's been taking water for days. It's great.
It's good weather to be outside accosting an ex-loved one.
Oh, sure.
Because if they see how wet you are outside, knocking on the window, they go, oh my God, she loves me.
Yeah, it's like The Notebook, Like a kiss in the rain is more romantic.
Right.
Than a kiss.
Wet.
Yeah, exactly. Any help you can get. Well, I've got my Wednesday wet here.
I'm just wet.
And he's just damp as usual. Got that old wet butt. Got that very, very damp mouth we love hearing.
I got a mouth for broadcasting.
He sure does. You can hear every little bubble and pop in there.
It's like I got a mouthful of pudding.
Mm-hmm. St. Matthews is completely underwater, says Dilius29. Well, sorry to hear that, St. Matthews.
Well, he says hallelujah.
I wasn't gonna read that part.
How come?
Well, because I thought of all the potential suffering and stuff like that that's going on over there.
You didn't say it. Delius said it. Delius is a monster.
That's true. That's true. I should have taken that opportunity. Now, see how gracious I am? Delius, our own Patrick Guffey here, who's always just spewing out guff like a sewage line in our chat, he was telling me... He was saying something I could have slammed him for. I could have gotten him canceled.
That's right.
But I didn't. I just left it. I left it lie.
Rides up in his little Guffy brand bicycle doing tricks.
Oh, baby. Hello, boys, says Rat Brother. Rat Brother, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to Big Howell and Possum. We are having a Valentine's Day party tonight here in the dark in front of a mantle. Talking about flooding. And hi to Ziggy also. Hello, Ziggy. Hope Ziggy's having a good night.
Dude, Zig. I call you Zig.
Let's see. Rat Brother says excited to be here. Evil Chiba says looking good, friends. Toot, 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 toot to Rat Brother and Evil Chiba, of course.
We got us a whole flock of tutors in here.
Ziggy's on Rat Brother's lap. Perfect. Perfect place. Perfect place for
Great,
it.
I guess,
All
if
right.
he's a little puppet.
Ziggy's a manner of puppet.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's puppetry involved.
Okay.
Pretty sure I saw wires and strings.
I hope they've got an act.
They do.
Good.
Beautiful. Yeah, by the way, go check out Rat Brother's stream. Just click on Rat Brother there in the chat. Go check out the stream. Good stuff over there. Let's see. What else is going on tonight? Oh, we've got a guest tonight. Pretty excited about this. As I have talked about.
Yes.
You say that to me. Like, oh boy, Hal's got something to say.
Well, it's my sympathy face.
Yeah. As we've talked about on the show, I have been struggling with some health problems recently. Yeah. Some of them are probably alcohol related. Most of them are treating myself like crap related. But as I've described a few times on the show, I have what's known as trunk rot, which was my back went out a little back in the fall, and then the front went a few weeks later, and then of course around the holidays, best time for it, lost the sides. Sides went out.
Yeah.
So I have full-on trunk rot. The doctor says there's only two things that can be done for it. One is I could self-terminate. I could go to a euthanasia station and just listen to some peaceful music and just sort of drift off to oblivion.
Yeah.
Which sounds great. Or I could exercise like a couple times a week.
And when you say exercise, you mean just like exercise?
I mean like just work out. Just work on my core a little bit. So what I've done is I've hired a personal trainer. You wouldn't believe this. Toughest guy in town. Legendary closer and bouncer for a lot of esteemed venues across the country. Big Hal Doughty. Big Hal Doughty, have had to get a personal trainer. Now, who's gonna train me? That's the question I have. And we're gonna find out tonight because they're here.
Must be a mighty, mighty boss tone to train you.
Yep. Gonna give me them boss tones on my abs.
Hope so.
I love those toned abs.
Yeah, that's the impression that I get.
Well, knock on wood about it.
Boop, boop.
No, you did it. You did it.
Son of a bitch.
You did it. You totally did it.
Oh,
all
my
right.
God.
What else is going on here in the chat? We got Pickle Army 187 saying the top half of his body just slid off his bottom half. That is a danger that my doctor has talked about. That's it's of course Darth Maul syndrome.
Right.
Where the top half just sort of tumbles away.
Right.
That does happen. That is a symptom of trunk rot. And it's potentially fatal, too, when your top half falls off like that.
That's why they call trunk rot the Phantom Menace.
It is.
Because it's something that sneaks up on you and then you fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get red in the face about it because it's an embarrassing ailment.
And also because it's terrible to go through.
Yeah.
All right. Industry giant. Welcome to the chat, Toot Toot. You don't have to treat yourself like crap when you've got plenty of friends to do it for you. Now, that's like a fortune cookie.
This is terrible fortune cookie.
Why?
It sounds negative.
Well, fortune cookies are meant to be. They can't be too chipper.
Yeah, I guess for fortune bugles can be too chipper.
It can't be the highlight of your meal.
True.
They actually work on. They have tonal advisors when they make fortune cookies.
It's like if you opened up a fortune cookie and it said, "Oop, you shouldn't have done that," and you're like, "Done what, fortune cookie?"
Right. That's why they have tonal directors for fortune cookies, and they go, "Oh, that's too chipper."
Right.
And they go, "That's too clear." What that means. Oh, look at this. Delius29 shared, without any further commentary, shared our Streamlabs donation page. Because we're not partners or affiliates or any of that stuff officially yet.
No.
But we'd love to get there. And part of getting there is giving you the best possible show. And one of the things that we are committed to doing in order to do that is take your money and make a better show. We are announcing a pledge now. Can I do this now? Can I announce the pledge?
Please.
We're going to try to get a good rig so that we can, do different stuff.
We gonna get when you say rig, we gonna get us a semi-truck, Big Al.
We are not going to get ourselves a semi-truck, but we are going to get...
Oh, shoot. What are we getting?
I mean, who would we have to run block for that semi-truck,
Well,
Mr. Possum?
a couple guys.
Okay, all right. So, we're not getting a semi-truck. We're going to get a decent computer for streaming stuff on Twitch.
Get us a good computer.
I'm told by a friend of the show, DB, that for instance, when we do stuff with green screens and when we play videos and when our intro skips and all that stuff, he mentioned that our show... or maybe just when I do the show by myself, wouldn't be such a complete pile of crap if we had a decent rig.
Huh.
That's what I'm told.
So give us a little bit of money.
So, yeah, if you're enjoying the show, if you like what Big Howell and Possum are doing, why not rub your fingers together like this and then drift on over to the chat where Dilius has helpfully posted a link to our Streamlabs donation page.
Give us a little money for a better pooter so we can give you a better tutor.
Exactly.
How about that?
Yeah.
Now. The Lord wants us to wants your money. Lord wants you to give us your money.
The Lord wants us to have a better pooter so that you can have a better tutor.
Yes, Lord Tutorsworth. Mm-hmm. The Lord.
All right. The Shrew79 says, I don't think it's possible to make this show any better. Thank you.
That's right.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's true. We should just stop.
Yeah, we should stop right now. We got a back catalog. We'll just be rerunning those.
All done.
Yeah. The Crappening 420. Hello, toot toot the Crappening 420. Get a big one with the 6 wheels. Yeah. We should get one with wheels, even though it's just a pooter.
I'd love something with a horn.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Let's get us a rig. Let's get us a rig.
Just go to the computer store being like, I want one with one of them horns. Goes like that. Come on.
I notice when I'm on my rig, a lot of people are doing this to me and I can't honk at them. And it's embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. Don't run the stream off Mr. Possum's TI-83. That's good advice. That's good. That's really good advice. You
can play Serpent Chase on it and stuff.
Yeah. What, that drug dealer game where you got to count up the money for the weed?
Right, Serpent Chase.
I missed some stuff in the chat, I believe.
One guy that said he ate a Wendy's hamburger is just telling us about that.
Toot toot to stewed Wendy's hamburger. Where is that?
Scroll up a little bit.
Okay.
There it is. Hey guys, I just had a junior bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's and it was very wet.
That's great.
That's from the crappening.
That's great. Man, you can't beat a nice damp Wendy's. Well, yes you can. You can't. What am I saying? Yeah. You can beat a nice damp Wendy's with a nice damp Arby's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Arby's salad.
Steamed Arby's that's been freshly spritzed right out of the steamer.
Did you say steamed or esteemed?
The esteemed steamed Arby's. Freshly spritzed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Love a nice moist Arby's.
Well, that was wet with mayo, and Arby's don't use mayo.
That's true. They use horsey sauce.
That's right. Giddy up.
Gets its moisture directly from horse spit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called horsey sauce.
From an angry horse that keep in the back. It's a slobbering and a slathering.
Yep, it's just a mixture. They just take horseradish and horse spit. And they just mix them up. Yep. And that's why it's so delicious.
And then they get little bugs to pop the little bubbles in the spit. So then it's creamy.
It's the most efficient way to make cream.
Yeah, I used to work.
They've been doing it for centuries.
I've seen it.
You worked in an Arby's?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I knew an insect that used to work there too.
I mean, it sounds to me like maybe you were just in the dumpster behind an Arby's.
We popped the bubbles.
So you watched some bugs eat some horsey sauce in a dumpster behind Arby's.
Yeah.
And you've been putting that on your resume now for a few years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, so my trainer's going to be here. Anybody got any Valentine's Day plans? Possum, you got Valentine's Day plans?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, me and the wife are going to get on the old covered wagon, go into town, go to the country store, get some butter.
In the Surrey? You're going out in the Surrey?
Yeah.
With Fringe? Mm-hmm. All right.
Gonna get some new butter. All the butter's old at the house. Gonna get us a new block of ice. That one's melted. Probably gonna get some new salt. Maybe some new herbs.
What herbs are you looking for?
Well, thank you. I'm out of rosemary. I'm out of thyme.
Right.
I'm out of time.
You're just out of time.
I'm done. I'm done with my talk. Toot toot.
I see the rest of my rosemary.
Well, it's a trip into town. It's romantic. She rides in the wagon. Her bosoms are bouncing.
Yeah,
She's whipping the horses even when they're going just fine.
Yeah.
And I see her ferocity, and I think that's a strong woman.
Mm-hmm. And you're riding. Are you riding shotgun, or are you back in the bench?
Well, I'm back in the bench.
Yeah. Okay.
Reading a book.
Yeah. And then you go to what? The salt store first.
Well, it's all at the general store. That's what's so great. It used to be a salt store, an ice store. It's all together. This brilliant guy in town said, why don't we just put all this shit together in one store?
Yeah. Sam Walton, his name is.
Yeah.
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 All right. Yarts. I don't know what Yarts is. It says, does the expired butter go into the slimy pouch? That's like something a newscaster says before they turn his mic on. Does the expired butter go into the slimy pouch?
Swimmy, swimmy, swummy, does the expired butter. And hello, I'm Chip Chippy.
So do you, that is quite, now Dilius raises the rare good question from Dilius. Do you lubricate your pouch?
Shit, yeah, I'll lube my pouch, son.
Now, a lot of people wouldn't admit that they lube up their marsupial pouch, but Possum here is he's ready to talk about it. He's ready to talk about marsupial intimate moisture.
If you don't, and you need to get something out of that pouch, and it's stuck together, and it sounds like an old Velcro wallet, it's embarrassing, Big Al.
Yeah, if you got to, pay the barista or something.
Correct. And I'm like, I got my billfold in here, and it's just my pouch?
Yeah.
First of all, ouch, says my pouch.
Yep.
Second of all, it's embarrassing for someone to see, he's exactly this dry.
Yeah.
No.
They know precisely how dry you are.
They could put it into words.
Uh-huh.
They could say it sounds like an old Velcro wallet.
Now, you've told us before your pouch will sputter a little bit every now and again. You get a little pouch queef every now and again.
Yeah, I get a little pouch fart.
So, does that happen more when you're dry or more when you're damp? I have a theory, but go ahead.
Well, it depends on what you put in there.
Okay.
If you put something like a banana in there, it's going to make its own gases. It's going to make a belch.
Yeah, okay.
And then I smell like bananas. The end.
Little banana belch. What a story.
Boy,
now,
what a good show.
You're talking about, now see, you've been talking about publishing your great story, Pizza Bones Jones.
Correct.
And I want to do a little story about little Mr. Possum.
Yes, sir.
And his little banana fart. And everybody trying to figure out who did the little banana fart.
Right.
That's a cute little story.
Oh my God. And then you personify the little fart.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, it was only me, Nanner Farts.
Stu, toot, if I have not said toot to you, welcome to Big Hal and Possum. We're having a great time here. We got the Shrew, 79. Is Mrs. Possum real?
Boy.
Wow.
If she isn't, then I guess I'm a sick man. You know what I mean? I guess I'm a sick old boy. Because I was sleeping next to a ghost.
No, really, it's a good question.
Yeah, it is.
I've never met her.
Yeah.
Big
Howlin' Possum, what you up to? What you got the Valentine's Day plans?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take the old wife down to the flooded waterfront.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
And we're gonna slurp up some oysters.
Ooh.
We're gonna get ourselves some of those fresh Ohio River oysters.
Oh my God.
We're gonna pour those down our gullets. We're gonna see how damp our butts get sitting on just sitting on like a curb down there.
Zootalaire.
And then we're gonna hop in that car and steam it up, baby.
Steam them oysters.
Yep. So yeah, the usual thing. Just parking the car under an overpass downtown, and just seeing what happens. Trying to Titanic that baby up.
Shit, yeah. Get you a bucket of oysters. Go down to Lover's Lane.
Yeah. Well, Lover's Lane's a little crowded on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So I usually just take her to under the Floyd overpass.
Yes. Kind of scary.
Yeah. Well, it's just dark down there.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of people that run up to your car and bang on it like to startle you.
Sometimes people will bang on the car, but we're used to that. We're cool with that.
Tight.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lovely date.
It's just like a party. It's like having people in the chat. It's precisely like having a conversation with my good friend Mr. Possum. Mm-hmm. And then what's this? Oh, what's this? All these people talking at us here in the chat.
Right, they're like strangers knocking on the door while you're trying to,
They're going, toot toot.
Slap it out.
Toot toot. I'm over in the UK looking at a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Correct.
I wish I had jumped right into the story instead of going and fidgeting my papers about. Can we talk about something else so that we could jump right into the story?
Well, I guess.
Whoa!
Oh!
Hat fell.
I hate this old sumbitchin' hat. Shit.
The Shrewd 79 says, I do not talk like that. How dare you? What would be the guess? How would you guess the Shrewd 79 talks?
Hello, Gov. I do not talk like that. How dare you, Gov?
Yeah, all right. Give us a toot toot if that was the correct way that the Shrew 79 speaks. And if not, give us a hint. Give us like a clue about where you are over in the UK. Are you like a Yorkshire person? You're like, oh, hello. Are you that kind of?
Never know.
You never know. Oh, that's more like it, Rat Boy. Toot toot, says Rat Brother. Dillius29 says, feels like bullying. It does feel like bullying, having somebody like Dillius in your chat. Oh, boom. Boom. Got him. Hey, Mr. Possum.
Hey, Big Howell.
I heard you robbed a bank last week.
Ooh, I did.
I thought your bank robbing days were over, Mr. Possum.
I did, too. But then I was plied into doing one last heist.
You were plied, huh?
Yes.
Plied.
Score of the century, Big Hal. We're talking millions in untraceable bills. Small denominations.
Uh-huh.
All on their way to be destroyed.
Oh, that's
the whole
handy.
lot of it spending one night at a small bank with one security guard.
How'd it go?
Not good.
Right. Okay. What happened?
Well, I had to get the team together, Possum's 11.
Possum's 11, okay. So 11 people, though, to rob one small bank is what you're telling me.
Well, the smaller the bank, the more critical each member, Big Hal.
Okay. All right, I'll accept that. You're the expert in robbing banks.
I know.
Who are your Possum's 11?
Well, first there's Terry Travis, of course.
Terry Travis, know him well.
He's my right-hand guy.
Uh-huh.
He's a pretty face, and he can get you out of a jam.
Okay.
He's quick on his feet, which I like. Then there's little Joey.
All right.
He's like a backup right-hand man.
Uh-huh.
great face, quick in a jam.
Sounds great.
Then I got Billy Brad.
Oh, I love Billy Brad.
Billy Brad is Little Joey's right-hand man.
Mm-hmm.
Great face.
Okay.
Quick on his feet in a pinch.
Sure. All right.
Then I got the Dunny brothers.
You know what? I hope there are a lot of the Dunny brothers, because otherwise we're going to be here for a while.
There's 2 of them.
Ah, damn it. What are they good at, Mr. Possum?
Robbing banks, Big Hal.
Oh, damn it.
Shit.
Right. Okay.
Well, you can count on the Dunny brothers to think quick and get you out of a jam. Great faces on them, too.
Right, okay.
Then I got Big Bob.
Now, Big Bob sounds to me like he's the muscle of the operation, right?
You would think so, but it's an ironic nickname.
Okay.
He's a little guy. But he's good under pressure, quick in a jam. Oh, and he's got a great face.
Got a great face. Okay. All right.
Hell of a kisser.
Yeah.
Then I got Madman Jack.
Oh, Madman Jack. Wow.
Well, it's another ironic nickname, because he's cool as a ham salad sandwich, son. Great under pressure. Heck of a face.
Right. Now, I gotta ask you, Mr. Possum, what is your expertise in the heist team?
My expertise is disguises, voices, and the like.
Okay. Cool.
That's my thing.
I get it.
So then I got Tiny Doug.
Tiny Doug.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Tiny Doug, is that an ironic nickname? Is he the muscle?
No, his nickname's for real.
Oh.
He's a small boy.
All right.
Good in a pinch, though. Has a great face.
Of course.
And then we got my nephew, TJ, because I couldn't find a sitter.
Okay. All right. Well, wait. Whoa. TJ, wait, that's 9 people. That's 9 people. With you, it's 10. So that's Possum's 10. And if you're not babysitting TJ, it's Possum's 9.
Oh, shit! I've been splitting the take 11 ways!
Oh, man. Wonder who's been taking that extra. Those extra 2 splits.
Oh, I'll figure it out. So anyway, I had to get them all together. You know how scheduling goes.
Uh-huh.
Having to get people, 9 people free on the same day anymore? Shit, it was a mess.
Fair enough, yeah.
So now it's just me and TJ and Terry Travis.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry and I Rochambeau for who robs the bank and who babysits TJ. And of course, I gotta rob the bank.
Okay. All right.
So I walk in there, right?
Uh-huh.
And the first thing, I gotta distract the guard. So I tell him his stupid car is being towed away and he runs outside.
Uh-huh.
Then I go up to the teller. And I'm all dressed up super fancy. And I'm pretending to be this rich guy from France.
Really?
So
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. All right.
So I go up to him and I say, I need to access the vault.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang good.
And she goes, withdrawal?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, oh, withdrawal, okay. So I go, I need to access the vault. Toot, toot.
Toot, toot.
She blew my cover.
Yeah, she blew that cover right off.
Shoo-wee.
Oh, boy. All right, well, that was great. Great story. We are going to head over into break number 1, and then when we come back...
Who's our guest?
Our guest is my new trainer.
Oh, my God.
Guy by the name of Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Guy by the name of Jimmy.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
You like that? You like that my trainer's name is Jimmy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that with Jimmy when we come back from dog break number 1. Toot toot, everybody. And we're back. Toot toot, everybody.
I'm so excited. We're here with Big House trainer Jimmy Rickets.
Yep, that's right.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, let's put that name up on the screen.
Why is that hilarious? Because you operate out of a gym and your name is Jimmy, and it's spelled Gymmy, and that's
No. I spell it Jimmy.
Yeah, like Jimmy. It's spelled like Jimmy, Mr. Possum.
But it's funnier if it's Jim.
I don't know why you met my new trainer Jimmy and thought his name was like spelled like gimme or something, or whatever. However you would say Gymmy.
You're very furry.
Yeah.
Sharp teeth.
Get him.
Piercing eyes.
Get him, Jimmy. Get him.
I'm just kind of bummed.
Fuck up, champ.
All right, I'm just kind of bummed, but I'll get over it.
Sure. Now, Jimmy, as we discussed over the phone, and as we're going to now, I like to open up my life to Possum and my fans, to the chat, get people's comments on things. I like to find out about new things live on Twitch, baby, because that's the future. And so we're going to talk to you. This is our first meeting. And I'm going to talk to you.
Great to meet you, by the way.
Great to meet you, Jimmy. I'm looking forward to getting this trunk rot situation, which we discussed over the phone. Looking forward to getting this taken care of by exercising, hopefully 1 to 1.5 times a week.
Yeah. We if we really go at it hard, we can start to tackle this in 1 to 1.5 to 2 times a week.
Okay.
Trunk rot is very debilitating, as you know.
Sure.
Some scientific research has kind of shown that it comes from scrotal weakness, actually. It's very interesting research.
You say scrotal.
Scrotal weakness, yeah.
You talking about like based on
Now-
scrolls? Like the scrolls he reads? Is it because he's a nerd?
Now, can we maybe we sort of roll? Like I said, we're live. We're on
Am I
Twitch.
confused?
We got a lot of people.
I mean, I
in
know
the
you've
chat
got a
here.
pouch, but you've also got a sack, right? Is that
Oh, scrotal.
scrotal weakness?
Let's not worry too much about the what part of me is weak. Let's not worry too much about that.
Well, your whole core is weak. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
what trunk rot is.
Yes, my core is weak. Let's talk about my core. Let's talk about my sad, saggy, rotted, awful core that needs work.
Absolutely.
So what are we gonna do?
We've got to attack it from all sides. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, you got the front, you
Yes.
got the back,
Uh-huh.
you got the sides.
Yeah.
You've got the flesh itself. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we might take you down by the river, and
Sure.
we might have a canoe, right?
Ooh.
And then,
Yeah, I'll do some canoeing. I'll get my core going by doing rowing and stuff. That sounds good.
you're making a lot of assumptions. I'm the trainer here. I mean, that's the agreement. Unless you're going to train me, but you have scrotal weakness and trunk rot, so I don't suffer from those
So I'm
conditions.
not qualified to be a trainer because I
Not
have
yet. I
because I have
mean-
scrotal weakness.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Officially.
We get you down by the river. We get you a
Okay.
canoe, okay?
Sure.
We get you to balance that canoe on your head.
So I'm not going to be. rowing.
You're going to be holding it above your head, and then I'm just
Okay.
going to work over your core with my fist. We can start in different ways. We could start with me with gloves first, then bare knuckle.
Oh, you're going to be punching me.
Punching your core from all
Punching me.
sides, even the kidneys. Everything there needs to get toughened up.
Everything there's got to go.
Yeah, we gotta go at it. We gotta
Okay.
go after it, We
That
can start with
sounds-
gloves first. That's a good way to start, a little padding in between. Go at it from all sides, right?
Still sounds pretty bad.
When we start
bad.
you start to build up, some tolerance. So we might use a nightstick then, or a baseball bat. We start really going at it because you got to toughen it up.
Okay.
You got to toughen it up.
Okay, so if I'm doing better, like, how do you decide what sorts of things alert you to the fact that while I've got a canoe on my head, that I'm doing better and that I'm ready to move on to, like, a bat or a nightstick?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends how much weight you can hold with your scrotum. That's the basis of the regimen.
So... Wait.
We put weights on you. You build up your body with weights.
Okay.
We got
like
weights.
wrist weights?
Yeah, weights you can wear. While you're doing exercises. We'll put weights on your wrists. We put weights on your ankles. We put weights on your neck. On you,
weights on your neck.
A weight belt, and also on your scrotum. Just dangling there, and we pop it and move it.
Oh, wait.
And then we add more and more weight.
Wait. Okay. All right. Lot of scrotum stuff going on right now. So there's weights on the scrotum in this exercise.
Well, yeah.
The whole time.
Eventually.
Oh, eventually.
Yeah, we got to work up to it because you have a debilitating and severe scrotal weakness at this point. That's where your trunk rot is originating from.
You want to get better or what? You sick son bitch? You listen to the doctor.
Now, well, Jimmy's not a doctor, but
I might as well be one.
Exactly.
What? Because of how many scrotums you've removed with weights?
No, you don't remove them. They get bigger. And the guy gets stronger and stronger.
Well, hold on. Now, because here's my question. So, are you saying we have to work up to the weights on my scrotum? Because if you put them on right now, I have scrotal weakness, and my scrotum would just fall to the ground?
It's possible.
Just plumb.
It's possible.
Plumb hit the ground?
It's possible. It could detach, and when in an interior detachment, that's not going to bring your strength levels up.
Are you guys hearing this? I'm having this.
They know all about it. Everybody knows that trunk rot comes from scrotal weakness.
I'm having not sticker shock. I'm having scrotal shock. I've never heard any of this before. My doctor did not mention it. Of course, my doctor didn't ask me to take my pants off.
Listen, Big Al, this is somewhat of an intervention.
Yeah.
If you don't address your rot, you will fold in half.
Did your doctor tell you that you have trunk rot?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
And where do you think the root of trunk rot is?
Well, I assumed it was just like maybe a Twinkie that someone had taken a bite out of the middle of it, and that the trunk rot was just sort of the rest of the Twinkie collapsing on itself.
I mean, there's weakness all around. Don't get me wrong, but the root of the trunk rot is like the root.
Is
the root of your trunk.
What's underground?
Exactly.
The trunk is the okay.
We got to grow those roots.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to put weight? You want to put weights on my scrotum? Okay. That's That sounds bad.
So what?
You want to beat me with a bat while I hold a canoe on my head with weights on my scrotum?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's what I hate about sick people.
Yeah. All right.
Big Hal. I'm sick, and then you try to put a pill in their peanut butter, and they say, yuck. Eat your pilly peanut butter.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat here for a second, and take a little time off of talking about my beloved coin purse.
Just briefly. We're getting back to it.
Let's see. Oh, heavens, says Gator Fried Rice. Toot, toot, Gator Fried Rice. Welcome to Big House Scrotal Chat. The Shrew79 says, this sounds terrifying. I agree.
There is nothing terrifying about it.
Really?
No.
You know what's terrifying? Not treating it. Because then you're going to fold over like an old piece of toast in the rain. Just fold right over.
All right.
You want to do that.
So... Possum,
you're your own toes.
So, Possum, you completely believe, you buy this whole thing about the root being the source of the problem with the trunk rot. You buy this?
Look, I listen to Jimmy.
You listen to? I thought you were going to say I listen to NPR Science Friday. I don't know why I thought you were going to say that.
I listen to no NPR.
All right.
Shit. I listen to Jimmy. This is somebody who knows what they talk about, and they're trying to help you, and all you're saying is, oh, that might be uncomfortable. Buck up, buckaroo.
Have you read my reviews on Yelp?
you have
rave reviews. You don't know how many cases of trunk rot I've cured.
Oh, you're talking about the reviews for you on Yelp, not the Yelp reviews that you have composed about other people's scrotums.
I mean, there's some yelping when we do the exercises. That is true.
I just want to draw everyone's attention to the Shrew 79, who's tuning in once again from the UK. We've got some international viewers here in the chat, and the Shrew 79 says, "I do not believe Howell's scrotum is weak. He looks like a man with a strong scrotum."
Well, does he know?
Good Lord. The Shrew 79. I do, however, doubt the strength of possum scrotum. Little guff there.
Little guff could be a deflection from your problems. Who cares about my scrot? I ain't the one that's got the rot.
I mean, if you've ever seen a possum scrotum, you know it's not possible for them to be weak because they're so big. It takes so much strength just to carry the scrotum along.
Right.
They seldom suffer from trunk rot.
Did you guys talk about this conversation before?
No.
You guys know each other?
No.
Is this set up? Is this a punk?
No, rats, possums, shrews, in fact, have great scrotums.
Am I being punked?
We're talking about, different marsupials, different rodentia.
Okay.
Rabbits even.
Yeah.
Amazing scrotum.
Rabbits
amazing
even.
Strong scrotum. You want a scrotum like a rabbit or a rat.
So that's what you're going to work me up to.
Right.
You're going to work me up.
We're gonna grow it. We're gonna smack it. We're gonna hit it until it starts to swell up. And then it becomes a weight that you carry on its own, and you can stand proud, and your trunk rot will begin to diminish. You know.
Okay.
I love that. So you start out by putting weights on him, then you build a weight onto him, and you take the weights off.
That's right.
I love it.
That's right.
Now what?
Nature's weight.
Are there muscles in the scrotum?
Yes. Yes.
Oh boy. All right. So what other sorts of things? Maybe not. Like besides the canoe, are there any other? Is the whole training thing going to be you beating the crap out of me while I have a canoe on my head?
Oh, the canoe is just one small facet of the treatment. We do have. I do macrodermabrasion. I mean, part of it is the weakness of the flesh in the trunk itself. We gotta peel the layers off there, and I do a process called macrodermabrasion.
That sounds very official. That sounds good.
It's a 300 grit sandpaper attached to a belt sander, and we go after it. We're gonna peel it right off.
Wait, you're talking about my bare skin?
Yeah.
You're going at my bare skin with a sander.
Yeah, that's how you toughen the skin.
With power sander, like a belt sander.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You gotta peel an orange to eat it, you dumb son bitch. You ever just bite right into an orange? Jimmy? Shit.
I was under the impression, I was sort of given the impression by my doctor that the working out would be like maybe on like if I just went to the gym, not to the Jimmy, but to the gym, and got on like an elliptical machine for like a half hour.
Well, how's that going to work your core?
Oh, I don't know, but like I said, just what I imagined was that if I just worked out a little bit, that would make me a little stronger, make me a little more flexible, make me able to give me I don't know.
I mean, I've trained guys over decades,
Sure.
and a lot of it just comes down to how much can you withstand, We're doing sit-ups, you're doing sit-ups. You want to do that until you vomit. You want to do that until you throw up. That is weakness leaving the body, just bile and weakness and the source of the trunk rot, the internal weakness, the scrotal weakness. You gotta get it out.
So you have you probably have like a puking quota, like that I got to reach or something. Like I got to puke every time. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's
a
how
measure.
You know you had a great workout.
Okay, as if you barf. Okay.
I mean, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
We've known about getting bile and weaknesses and trolls out of your body since medieval times.
No one in gym class ever told me that I should do sit-ups until I barf.
Well,
no one's ever
guess
told me
what?
that.
This is your new gym class.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is Jimmy class.
That's right. It's Jimmy class.
Yeah. All right. I go 40 grit on my nuts, says Stewed. How's that go? Is
That's
it
strong.
good?
That's a strong choice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Stewed's got a great core, apparently.
Very strong.
Let's see. Rat Brother says, that's right, get that rat sack. Oh, right, yeah, you want to get... Rat Brother, by the way, like you were talking about, rodents have great sacks. I think Rat Brother's probably got a terrific...
Of course, a rat, yeah. Have you ever seen a rat scrotum? I mean, it's as big as its head, and that's what we're going to do for you, you know? It's going to be challenging to walk. You're going to walk different after. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to look like a cowboy. That's why cowboys walk that way. Okay. They got the biggest scrotum.
Okay, now I'm okay, so I'm gonna walk a little bit less like a sad middle-aged man with trunk rot, and more
like John Wayne. He walked like that because he had just a massive scrotum.
Okay, massive,
wounded,
massive. Okay, we're gonna work up those muscles. We're gonna get me like a rat sack, like Rat Brother in the chat. Jay Chiz says sack chat. Dilius says sack chat. We're having a big sack chat here tonight.
Let me ask you something, Jimmy. You seem like you keep in good shape. Have you ever had trunk rot?
Me?
Yes.
I never had trunk rot.
Have you ever had a family member?
I got balls the size of grapefruits, okay? It's not going to happen to me.
Oh, so you already preemptively never going to have
I was born
rot.
this way, buddy.
Love it.
Born this way.
Are you saying you're genetically superior to me in terms of...
You know, I don't know that I would go that far. I'm just lucky, you know.
Okay, you're just lucky.
Just lucky. And we can take you there, you know. We can take you from a sad sack to a big sack.
So, have you ever... I know this doesn't make you less of an expert, but have you ever been taken down to, like, by the river, and have you ever had to balance a canoe on your head?
I've been through training. While
somebody just swung an oar at your nuts, so you've been through that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't like it. I don't like the sound of it.
I don't care. Nobody likes it.
Okay,
I mean, just think about going to the gym. It sounds almost as bad.
Yeah, it does sound... I mean, just going to the gym. Nobody likes that. I kind of do. I wonder... Now, you could answer this for me in the chat, but I kind of wonder, is the percentage of people who like getting their nuts hit and weighted down higher than the percentage of people who actually like going to the gym? What do you think?
That's a confusing quandary. What the shit you talk about?
Well, I happen to know, just abstractly, that some people like getting their nuts treated.
So you're trying to turn Jimmy's treatment into a perversion. Is that what you're saying? Shit.
Well, I mean, can't we ask these kinds of questions? Can't we ask that?
You know, it's something that you grow into. You don't like it at first.
Okay.
Okay? Nobody likes it at first, just like going to the gym.
Yeah.
But once you dedicate your life to growing that sack, you're going to feel it. It's going to feel good.
It's like the guys dropping the weights at the gym and just like living their lives around it. Eventually, I'm going to be dropping my big nuts on the ground. Right.
Well, if they reach the ground, then we do have a different problem.
What's that?
Elephantitis.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, we want to avoid that.
We want to avoid
that.
We want to avoid elephantitis.
Are you sure? I would love to have a best buddy who's a little baby elephant.
No.
Little plump guy walking around.
Interesting that elephants have trunks.
Little baby elephant named Titus.
Oh, man. And you're drinking from puddles and making art, and I'm like, that's my buddy.
That's my buddy, Titus.
Love it.
Yeah,
trunk rot on an elephant is totally different than trunk rot on a man. I mean, I don't know what we're even talking about anymore.
Yeah. That's true.
I never know what we're talking about, though I have been very crisp and clear tonight because we've been talking a lot about torturing my balls.
I have a question, Jimmy.
Perks you right up, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does. Keeps me focused.
Big House, I love him more than his wife loves him. He's my best buddy.
I appreciate that.
His wife loves him very little, and I love him slightly more. I'd like to be part of his therapy. I'd like to be there. I'd like to help him heal. I'd like to squash his balls. Can I do that? Or is it just something between Jimmy and Howell?
That's so sweet of you to say.
I love you, buddy. It's Valentine's Day. Let me squash them balls.
Yeah, people can partner up with their friends. Once you learn the regimen, it's yours to use. You know, I'm not just trying to eviscerate your balls and make all the money. You know, once you know the techniques, you can do this. Anybody, all of you can do this at home with your scrotal strengthening exercises.
Okay.
Can we make it fun? I can attach a little bike horn to it, so every time I punch it, he goes, "Hanky." We could both have a laugh. You like slapstick?
I do like slapstick a lot. I do love a good bit of slapstick.
And it's
I love
gonna be
that horn. Yeah, I mean that horn could almost make it worth it.
Right.
If you had that little horn there.
Hanky, 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 hanky. I could just giving it the word.
Yeah, just speed bagging it. Yeah.
You wouldn't even sound like a bike horn no more.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you probably there'd be a lot of whimpering and crying and stuff going on, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
There better not
but
be.
that's super sweet of you to offer that, Mr. Possum. I appreciate that. So it sounds like, it sounds like I'm in for quite a bit of training. Is there any? What other things? So we got macrodermabrasion.
Macrodermabrasion. We got punches. You know, punches and.
Yeah, you're gonna punch the crap out of me.
You're the heavy bag, and you're gonna get a heavy bag, and then
you're gonna take an oar to the old berries.
Yeah, there's we can also electrocute your spine. You know, part of this is
great. Great. That's good to hear. You can electrocute my spine. Cool.
It juice you right up.
Yeah. All right.
Juice you right up.
All right. Why not? Why not shock the old balls too while we're at it?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it!
Why not? I mean, it's been done.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure
that's
you have.
a little less therapeutic and maybe a little bit more, just for diversion, just for fun.
Just for Jimmy. That one's just for Jimmy.
You're the one who brought it up. You say it's for me? Okay, bye.
Oh, boy.
What do you think Ben Franklin was out there in that field doing with that key and that stupid kite? He was trying to get some electrotherapy for his fat midsection, his trunk rot.
Are you saying, Mr. Possum, are you saying Benjamin Franklin, founder of our nation, forefather of our great Parliament here in the United States?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that he had trunk rot?
Benjamin Franklin,
founding member of Funkadelic Parliament. Are you saying he had trunk rot?
Benjamin Franklin had trunk rot.
Wow.
I said it.
That's bold. It's
one of the earliest reported cases of trunk rot.
Yeah.
And he didn't treat it. And how did Benjamin Franklin die? He folded in half. Everybody knows.
He Darth Mauled.
He did.
He mauled right over.
They didn't call it that back then. Well, actually, I guess they did. Because Star Wars took place a long time ago.
Yep.
End stage trunk rot is like a massage. You're like a massage table. You're just
every which way but loose. Yes.
Okay. Like a massage table.
Yeah,
all
just
right.
put a handle in his back. He's done, man.
All right. Dilius29 says, to punish Howell's balls, it doesn't sound like you're going to need to work too hard for that, because Jimmy here is going to be working them real good. Streamlabs.com, Big Howell and Possum. Franklin went hog wild on his sack, says Stewed. Hometown Markup says, squash a man's balls, you treat his trunk rot for a day. Teach a man to squash his balls. You treat trunk rot for a lifetime.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I knew you were
I'm going to give you the tools to treat your trunk rot and keep it under control for the rest of your life.
Sounds like a Benjamin Franklin quote to me.
It does. It really does. It's like
I feel like a light bulb's going off over my head over here.
Right? Classic Ben Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, penny saved is a penny squashed.
Yep. A stitch in time.
Saves a scrotal sack. It does. It does. Look, sometimes it rips open.
Oh, God. Oh,
you gotta get to it. You don't understand how much they bleed. They bleed.
Folks,
oh, God, do they
like
bleed.
Stuffed shells.
Folks.
Exactly.
This is. I want to make it clear to the overlords here at Twitch, which I guess includes noted pervert Jeff Bezos.
Oh, the overlords are watching.
I want to just say to the overlords at Twitch, this is a health. This is a men's health discussion. There's nothing even remotely erotical about what we're talking about now.
No.
It's not crude. It's not this isn't some kind of potty humor. We're discussing a man's actual health.
That's right.
And it just so happens that the root of all of my health problems is apparently I don't get tortured in my sack enough.
Yep.
Look, you suffer from scrotal weakness.
Thank you for saying it again.
There's only one way to build a tolerance, to build strength in there.
I appreciate that. How many viewers?
Do you want to be a man?
Please say it more times. Could you say it like 5 more times for
Scrotal
the 30 people watching?
Scrotal weakness.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That was 1/10 of the times you requested.
That's merciful. It's just plain merciful of you.
Dude says, I promise that no one in the chat is getting horny. I believe that.
Thank you, Stu.
That's not what it's for. This is not for the prurient interest of anybody, especially myself. Even,
it makes Jimmy sick.
Even though it is close to Valentine's Day, this is not an erotic episode.
Nope. I'm straight as an arrow, boys.
Yeah.
Shit jazz.
Yes. Okay, I have never felt less aroused, said the Shrew 79. Thank you so much. I
don't understand what I mean, just because we bring up a scrotum, people think that it's supposed to be some kind of erotic thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a root of a man. It doesn't mean anything about eroticism or sex.
Yeah. It is that we're simply talking about men's health and fitness and eliminating trunk rot. So that's what matters here. It's not for you to get horny over in the chat about, and I'm glad that nobody is. So I think we're solid. I think we're good.
Yeah.
So we've established nobody's getting horny. Nobody's thinking about this. Getting worked over in the scrotal region. Nobody's thinking about that and thinking it might. Nobody's thinking about it right now and imagining that it might awaken something inside them and sort of bring some life back into, maybe a dull existence that they've sort of fallen into where there's not a whole lot of sexual excitement or anything like. Nobody's thinking about it that way, right?
We're gonna go to a break.
I'm certainly not.
Yeah.
And when we come back from the break, would you like to stick around and play a little game with us, Jimmy?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna play a few rounds of I Can Live With That, ain't we?
We are, and I mean, we might as well just say, can you live with some weird old guy coming over and beating the crap out of your nuts all the time?
Oh, so now I'm a weird old guy.
Yeah, we're going to another break. Break number 2.
I'm an expert in my field.
Yeah. All right, toot, everybody. Stick around for the 11 o'clock hour of Big Howell and Possum. Toot, everybody, we are back.
We're back.
It's Big Howell and Possum, a.k.a. Sack Chat.
Back with Jimmy Rickets, legendary trainer and healer of trunk rot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like we're definitely gonna have Jimmy on as the course of my my trunk training.
Please check out my book, Balls to the Wall. It's a bestseller among the trunk rot community.
Yeah. Now, if I were to go out and search for the book Balls to the Wall by Jimmy Rickets, am I looking in the health and fitness section, or am I maybe looking in a different, like, back towards the back of them.
You know, I just write the books. I don't categorize
You don't write the
them.
books. You don't put.
I let my agent take care of that, and
you don't worry about the Dewey Decimal System.
that's right.
Okay.
This guy is such a dork. Oh,
Really?
where do I put these books away in the library? Do you think the goddamn author knows? Oh, if I'm going to clean the book, if it gets dirty, how do I clean it? Oh, I'll ask the author. Jesus Christ.
Is that what I said, Mr. Possum? Is
Pretty close.
that what I said?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
All right. I'm not a nerd. I'm just an old man with trunk rot.
Oh, don't try to lean on your thing. Good God.
It's awful rude of you.
It's
to
a
bully.
debilitating condition, you know?
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Thank you,
don't
Jimmy.
judge
Thank you,
him.
Jimmy. Thank
Don't
you.
judge him. He can't help it.
Well,
Yeah,
it don't
exactly.
mean you get
I
to be
can't
right all the time just because he's rotting. You're
I mean, he's a
rotting.
nerd. He's a nerd, but it's a condition.
Well, now
That's
hold
all.
on, Jimmy. I'm not a nerd. I'm definitely not a nerd.
What's the...
Come
okay.
on, I'm not a nerd.
Well, you ain't wrong,
That's-
but you ain't rot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's a joke about my disease.
That's, yeah.
You just did a joke about the disease. I have.
Yeah, you know, it came over the plate, and as I was
fucked
knocking
up
it
as
out of the
hell.
park and running around getting cheers, I thought that was mean.
Yeah. That's just a joke about a man's ailment.
Yeah, it was.
But you
That's
know,
messed up.
it's not like you're keeping it a secret. Look, part of solving the problem is admitting that you have a problem.
Sure.
And we've done that. And we're talking about the cure now.
and you gotta let people dunk on you a lot.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I mean, I guess if I'm already gonna have my nuts weighted down and punched all to crap, might as well have somebody being mean to me at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we are gonna play a little game we invented here on the show. The show being Big Hal and Possum. By the way, I'm Big Hal Doughty.
By the way, I'm a big old possum.
He's Country Possum. Don't call him a rat, folks. And with us for the first time is Jimmy Rickets, my personal trainer and
Hey, everybody.
cock and ball torturer. All right, and we are going to play a game.
Therapeutic. It's therapeutic.
We are going to play a game.
System.
We are going to play a game called I Can Live With That. Everybody's favorite part of the night is I Can Live With That. Mr. Possum, you know how this game is played for sure, right?
Of course.
It's we give each other scenarios, sort of like Would You Rather, except you're not given a choice. You just have to live with whatever you're given. And you have to you ask questions until you figure out, well, okay, I guess if that's what I've got to deal with, I guess I can deal with that. You got to ask questions until you can deal with it. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's correct.
Yep.
And the round is over when you say the words, I can live with that.
I can live with that. Yes.
Who's going first? We decided with the coin toss before the game.
Yeah. And who won the coin toss, Mr. Possum?
I won. Remember that? Remember how I slapped you across the face and I said, I win, loser?
Yeah.
That was a good moment.
That was great. I appreciated that a lot. And it was sort of like, actually, you didn't say loser. Do you remember what you said? Actual?
Called you a nerd.
You said trunk rotted nerd. You brought the disease into it again.
Yeah.
Just a reminder of that.
Yeah, I called you a rotten old nerd.
Yeah, you called me a trunk rotted old nerd.
Yeah.
Then you said I was like Benjamin Franklin,
Oh,
founder of this great.
oh,
nation.
pish
Okay.
posh under the
All right.
bridge, right?
Oh,
Cheerio,
pish posh.
Gov.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're doing great. So when you won the coin toss, I don't know what that means. Does that mean you asked me one first?
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll go first.
All right.
Here's your deal.
All right.
You're you,
Well, that's a shame.
and
I don't know if I can live with that.
oh, come on, buddy. Then here you're you, same as it always was. But then you
Same as it ever was.
yes. Grizzly bears love you.
Uh-oh.
All grizzly bears are attracted to you. They look to you as a leader. They
Okay.
surround you. They guard you.
Okay.
But
They guard me.
it makes it impossible for you to have non-bear friends and family
Okay.
because they don't like them at all.
Huh.
So your only friends are grizzly bears.
My only friends are grizzly bears.
And they don't speak English. They just like you.
They don't speak English.
They're just around you.
But they love me. They're friendly to me.
Yeah, they nuzzle you. They try to fight over each other to nuzzle you first.
Okay, but I probably... and these are real life... These are regular grizzly bears. These aren't like the Charmin bears or anything, right? No, these are like actual bears.
Real goddamn bears.
Real dang bears.
Yeah.
Now, so I could probably approximate some kind of language with them, right? I could say like, "Oh, that's an angry noise. That's a hungry noise. That's a horny noise." I could do that with the bear.
Yeah, you can figure out your reality around them, but you ain't teaching them English.
I'm not going to teach them English, but it sounds like I don't need English because I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, right?
Okay, so you've accomplished communicating with your
captors. Bears, with their captors. So I can't sneak out. What happens if I try to sneak out?
So you're in your house and you sneak out. Where you trying to go?
The post office.
You're going to go to the post office? You're going to mail a letter?
I'm going to mail a letter,
okay.
Yes,
you just murdered the postman because the grizzly bears followed you in and they killed everybody in there, including the goddamn postman. Your letter does not get delivered and you are blamed for that grizzly murder.
So, now,
what I did there,
for not having any, ability to... speak English or communicate in any way. You're assigning a very deliberate and conspiratorial nature to these bears.
What do you mean?
If no matter what I do, that letter doesn't get delivered. Really? Let's say I go to the post office Monday, right? I go to the post office Monday.
Are they open?
On Mondays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just killed them.
Yeah, they're open. I drop off the letter. Bears kill whoever the postman is on Monday, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, it's the post office. They got to have somebody there. So Tuesday rolls around. They got a new postman at the post office.
Yes.
I sneak out. I deliver another letter. It says, "Help me, I'm being..."
Sneak out? They smelled you, dummy. They're grizzly bears. They're gonna follow you to the post office.
They're gonna follow you.
I like to ask questions.
Sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Could you clip the letter to someone else's mailbox that you don't like? You know, sometimes if you have the postage and you stick it to the outside of the mailbox, the mail carrier picks it up.
Yeah.
And then you could attract the bears to the house of the people that you don't like, and they'll take care of it.
So Jimmy's got a point here. I was not working up to a point, but Jimmy's got one for you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that a lot.
I mean, if the bears are going to take care of your enemies, you might as well
use them.
Yeah.
And then as I use them, I figure out what the bears' weaknesses are. Because once again, as you said, they don't have a language. They're not actually conspiratorial. You're just saying they follow my scent and they kill whoever I... So let's say I distract them. You know? Let's say I throw my underpants over a fence into somebody's yard.
Oh, my God.
Right? There we are. Now the bears are killing whoever that is, and I can sneak over to the post office on Wednesday when the new postman is there, and they've put bars up on the window.
Are you so fixated about sending a letter? You in the Civil War?
I'm sending a letter so that somebody knows I am being held captive by grizzly bears.
Oh, shit. Here's what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
You're going to take off your underwear and throw them. They're going to watch that underwear fly over there, and then they're going to look back at you.
And they're going to whistle, and they're going to, woohoo!
They're going to kind of just stare at you and be like, I still like him. He's weird.
He's weird.
Isn't he weird? He's weird. And then they'll like you anyway.
But this is, I said I sneak off. You said they follow my scent. I sneak off, and then I throw my underpants.
I'm afraid it's just hard to sneak away because there's so many of them.
You're afraid. I'm thinking I can overcome this. I really am thinking.
How many are there?
Yeah, how many bears?
Oh, man, you're crawling. I'm talking like if you was like a cult leader and like, oh, God, big Howell's in town, and like every denomination in that area showed up to, see you speak and touch them and, maybe sit at your feet. I'm talking like a big crowd of grizzly bears in your backyard.
Of people.
Grizzly bears.
Why can't you just say the number of grizzly bears? Because that was very confusing. Because I've never had the experience of showing up into town and having a whole bunch of grizzly bears show up to hear me speak. But lots of people come to hear me talk.
Okay, fair enough.
Lots of people come.
Fair enough. Not everybody's got my life.
Let's talk about, think about shows. Are we talking Lebowski Fest? Was it Lebowski Fest worth of bears coming at me? Or was it like WFPK Waterfront Wednesday?
It's a
It's a Waterfront Wednesday of bears.
Yeah, wow. You are, buddy. Okay. You are swarmed good.
I'm swarmed good.
Your underwear trick is stupid. Ain't gonna work.
My underwear trick right now is stupid as well. So that just transfers over perfectly.
What's your underwear
to the scenario?
What is it now?
Well, my underwear trick now?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to hear about that. We've already had too much of much of that kind of chat.
True.
But honey, if you're watching, underwear tricks coming up tonight. So let's see. We got Stewed. Monday is President's Day, so they will be closed. Well, that's a shame.
You're just trying to get a letter out, ain't that?
Just trying to get a letter out. Let's see. That possum's got some real attitude. I hope he gets trunk rot one day. Shrew 79.
Why would you wish that on someone?
The Shrew 79 is giving you a heck of a lot of guff
I'm getting
tonight.
quite a bit of guff.
This is your Dilius. Shrew 79 is. Over there in England. Over there in England, it's the possum who gets the turd.
He lubes his pouch. He has a huge scrotum. He's not going to get trunk rot. You can wish it on him all you want to. Possums do not get trunk rot.
That's right.
They don't. They just don't.
These colors don't rot.
Well, yeah. So this is my trainer. He spends a lot of his time beating the crap out of me and complimenting my best friend at the same time. Let's see. This grizzly bear scenario.
It's a biological fact. I mean, call it a compliment if you want to.
All right. So worst case scenario, I never get out, and I have a bunch of bodyguards all the time.
Correct.
Who are my biggest fans?
Oh yeah,
grizzly bears. They love me.
They bring you fish.
They bring me fish.
Yeah, fresh caught fish, salmon, buttered bread.
I'm moving over to the mouse here. They bring me fish, buttered bread. Did you say buttered bread?
Yeah, they're smart. Here's the problem.
I can live with that. Buttered goddamn bread. You messed up.
I love the thought of you being trapped in your house, surrounded by a bunch of grizzly bears, and you get one fish sandwich, and you're like, this is great forever.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Dumbass.
Yeah. No, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
I mean, do they respect my privacy at all?
No.
No.
They smell terrible.
Oh, boy.
They're on top of you. They try to sleep on top of you like a puppy would.
Do they ever suffocate me to death?
You think you might. Sometimes you wake up thinking, is this bear ever gonna get off of me?
Do you ever get a break in the winter when they hibernate, or...?
They get a little slower.
Okay, perfect. All right, I stand by my I can live with. All right, so we can either go this way, or we can go that way. So that would be like... Jimmy, do you have a scenario off the top of your head?
I got.
If not, I can ask you one.
Ask me.
All right. So
I'm not real creative, I know what I know.
Sure. Let's see. I've got a few of them. I'm gonna say. Okay, here's one. This is a good one. Jimmy Rickets. You have a hamster wheel inside of you. Right? And it's one hamster on one little plastic wheel. And that hamster is the source of all of your energy. That's all you get. Right? So your entire metabolism, your entire strength, everything is whatever this one hamster turning a little wheel can do. Can you live with that?
Well, I don't know how long does a hamster live? That's a question first.
Well,
because once the hamster's gone, that's it for me. It's curtains for Jimmy Rickets, right?
A lot of hamsters live 2 years, but some of them, I've been told they've been known to live up to as many as 5 or 6 years.
So,
but you can get a new hamster. You can
just I can. Okay.
Yeah, you can just
replaced.
Yeah, you just got to swallow another hamster.
Oh, that's how it gets in there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness,
Yeah. You got a little plastic wheel in your belly.
Yeah.
And you just got to swallow another hamster.
Yeah.
Like that lady in V,
It's just not, when I hear about hamsters inside the body, that's not the usual route. You know what I mean?
Oh. All right. Would you prefer it if it had to go up the back way?
I'm very glad that I get to swallow the hamster. You know?
Okay.
I don't know how
maybe
a man otherwise.
Maybe you can live with this already, just because the hamster goes in the front door. All right.
Orally administered hamster.
Orally administered hamster.
And then once the one dies that's inside, it just comes out, or?
Yeah, you just crap that one out.
Okay.
Of course.
Does it eat my food? But since it's my only energy, I'm not really feeding myself, I'm feeding
You're feeding the hamster that then runs on.
So does that mean that I have to eat only foods that hamsters would eat?
If you want the hamster to live a long, healthy life, yes, of course, you would want to eat the best food for a hamster.
What do they eat?
Oh, they eat, it's like a little, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like a tube. It's a little tube that's made out of, like grass and shit or something. I don't know what it is. It's like
grass and shit.
Yeah, it's like a little, it's sort of shaped like.
Do I chew it or do I just swallow it down so the hamster can chew it?
It's best if you want the hamster to chew it so that the hamster gets a little exercise so that when it's running, it's burning that fuel more efficiently.
What you want to do is you want to get a tiny little Jimmy and you want to fill it with gerbil food and swallow that Jimmy, and then it's going to dissolve, I guess. And then the hamster can chew through the Jimmy and get that gerbil food out.
What on earth are you talking about?
I am confused.
I don't understand.
Talking about rubbers.
Talk about.
And how do you feel about this? I mean, I know you're a marsupial and not a rodent, but the idea of me swallowing a rodent, does that bother you? Are you okay with this conversation?
No, it sounds like good, clean energy.
Okay.
Oh, we got Nemiko in the chat. Toot toot Nemiko. Do they get the buttered bread from the river? That was a question about the last one.
Gerbils.
That was the last one. And then we got but why don't you go ahead and ask that, answer that, Mr. Possum? Do they get the buttered bread from the river?
Sure.
Yeah, it's just floating downstream.
Yeah, it's where it comes
Fell
from.
off a barge.
Yeah, the old buttered bread barge.
You know how it goes. So, all right, some Dempster swimming upstream. I think that's related to that. You forgot to ask about grizzly sex, says Industry Giant. I didn't forget to ask about that. I did not ask about that, but I didn't forget. The Shrew 79, fish and buttered bread and cuddly bears and dead postmen. I can live with that. Thank you, Shrew 79. Oh, boy, what a great new friend I have in the chat, Shrew 79. All right, stewed. This sounds kind of fun, actually. Little hamster buddy in your belly. So we've now moved on to stuff that's relevant to your situation.
Seems like Stewed can live with your life there.
Industry Giant says gerbils are for the back door. Everyone knows that.
We're not talking about gerbils. Nobody said gerbil.
Yeah,
no, if it was a gerbil, you'd put it in your tutor.
Oh yeah. I see. Yeah. Yeah, a gerbil, you wouldn't be able to swallow a gerbil, not with them little hopping feet. You wouldn't be able to get your mouth closed around that gerbil with them hopping feet. Yeah. That's why everybody puts that one up the back way. You know, this is just how this works.
All I was saying is you get you a rubber, and you know, as you would.
When you say a rubber, get you like a little
condom.
Oh, okay. And so you're like a mule.
Yeah, you're like a mule for your own little hamster.
Mule for your
hamster food in the rubber.
Sure.
And you eat it, and then it dissolves, or they chew through it, and they get the food, and they get to chew it.
Yeah. Okay. You got so quiet there.
How do we get the wheel in there? How do we make room for the wheel?
We don't have to make room for the wheel. This is how you were born.
It's attached to belts.
Yeah, it's attached to belts that run you. Your whole body, your biology, is that you have a wheel. See, in this universe that I'm describing, mankind didn't have to invent the wheel.
Do I have to hang one of those little bottles inside so it can drink, or does it drink my blood?
You are born with one of those little bottles inside.
Okay.
And all you have to do to fill it up is drink a little water.
It seems I hate to answer the question for you, Jimmy, but it sounds tight. And the only thing I would worry about is if you were in kind of a hamster scarce environment.
Oh, yeah. That
would be a problem. That would be a problem. Now, if we look at distribution of hamsters around the globe, I think most of the time you're going to be able to find either a hamster or a small rodent. Now, if you have to have a gerbil, of course, now, as we all know, that's got to have a different entrance. But it can still get in there. And then...
Gonna get your wheel dirty.
No, you're not.
Yeah, going in through your butt.
I don't think
I don't know. Do I make excrement anymore?
Nope,
I mean,
you sure don't.
True.
You sure don't.
Okay, I forgot.
Really, all it is
it's
not a poop chute. It's just a chute.
It's just there's a fire exit and a storefront.
Where's the
There's no regular metabolism going on. There's no regular body function. You just have to feed that little marmot.
Now, do I have control over when it's awake and when it's asleep, or am I out at the post office and I just suddenly collapse?
No.
Because,
you are your energy is at the mercy of this hamster. You are on the cycle of the hamster.
Oh boy!
So it's basically
it's
all right.
like being a narcoleptic.
So let's say hamster. So let's say little hamster, right? What's the name of your hamster?
Oh, please say it's Don Draper.
Don Draper.
Don Draper. Your little hamster, Don Draper, is chilling out, reading the morning paper, right? And then and eating some of them little grass turdlings, and then he goes over and he licks on that little thing, goes gets a little bit of water, and then he goes, that wheel's looking good. All right, runs over to the wheel, hops on the wheel, starts spinning that wheel, and you just slowly go like that.
So I'm like an animatronic Jimmy.
Yes.
I can't be employed. I'd have to be on disability, really.
Well, everyone's like this in this universe.
Oh,
what?
I can live with that.
For sure. Because they'd understand. You'd be kind of slump over and be like, oh,
that's
hamster's
true.
hungry.
That's true. I've ruined it. But that's fair. I should have said you were the only one. I regret that. But folks, that's the way the game is played.
I do have one question.
So it's like a little weird Wizard of Oz like country where everybody's TikTok man, and they're all like, and they have a 5-minute day,
right.
And then they go to sleep, and it's fine.
They must have rodent.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play the theme,
yep.
And then you got a question, Mr. Possum. Okay.
It does beg the question.
Does it? Does it beg the question?
Does the hamster have a tinier hamster in his belly?
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, then that would assume that the hamster is making waste, and you have to wonder, where's that hamster shitting?
No, that's not happening. Because the hamster has a little ant that's lifting a little bar inside of it that's making it move.
Okay.
Right?
Hamsters and ants.
Right. And the ant is just eating whatever sugar comes its way.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Which it's getting from the hamster eating the pellets.
Right, breaking down.
Mm-hmm. And so if you just keep going, and then the ant has inside it like a little dust mite that's just like, I don't know, punching a little bag.
And it just goes down at its victim.
It just keeps going down like that until you don't have to worry about poop anymore. That's the way that world works.
Well, that satisfies me.
Yep,
well.
that's the science.
I can definitely live with that.
The science is, you never have to worry about poop anymore. Literal Sun Bear is here. Toot toot, Literal Sun Bear. Can you swallow extra hamsters for more power output? It's a great question, and the answer is no.
No, you can't, juice up your ride. Everybody's got one hamster.
Yep, everybody gets one hamster. It's the law. It's not just the law, but also, you don't want those hamsters fighting. And you definitely don't want those hamsters doing that thing where they both try to get on the wheel at the same time and they run in different directions. And one of them slows the other one down and spins that way.
Then mating in there with hamster babies inside.
Oh boy.
You're not running a hamster farm.
That is that world equivalent of an upset tum with diarrhea.
That's right.
If you have hamsters mating and having babies in your belly. All right.
But at least they eat their own young.
Does your belly have a door that opens for wheel maintenance like Krang from the Ninja Turtles? Nope. If your wheel busts, you just never wake up.
Damn.
Wow.
Maybe you spoke too soon.
Maybe I should have asked more questions, you know?
Yeah, if your wheel busts, you're done. Because that's the other thing is no one has the time. Everybody's got just like that little 5-minute window where the hamster's running on the wheel to just sort of barely look at something.
And you can't train an external hamster to fix anything.
Yeah, no. And so everybody's just moving in these little increments where they can't do anything or lift anything or stand up. And so there's no doctor that could open you up. You know, you wouldn't schedule a surgery in a world like that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't go under because you'd be gone forever. Okay. Don Draper morning paper. I don't know. Dilius, got two things to say. One, what? And two, you said Don Drower.
Nobody said Don Drower.
He said Don Drower. It's right there in the chat. You misspelled Draper. Guy said Drower. Go ahead. Drag him. Drag Dilius. He deserves it. Lol harsh, says Namiko. Football must not be a popular sport on this world, says Namiko. I've been saying Namiko, I think, but it's Namiko.
What's you talking about football for?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
It's unclear. Toot toot, says Starter. Jaded Wombat is here, toot toot. Okay, so now it's what?
Dilius
which way are we
shame
going?
me. I guess he's kind of in for that.
He's into
like
that
he's got
stuff.
trunk rot too.
He's into that stuff. He likes being shamed.
So what? It's about 11:27. We should ask the chat. Should we do one more round?
Let's do one more. We're having a good time, right?
Yeah.
So you asked me one. I asked you one.
Yeah.
Have you thought of one? Or I could ask the possum one. If you
okay. Who would I ask?
You would ask the possum.
Possum.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Now, how do we phrase these questions? I just
you're not phrasing a question. You're telling him what's wrong with his life.
Yep.
Okay.
You just you just spell it out for me.
Yeah.
All right. Your head is detachable. You know, when you get drunk, your head runs away, and it's hard to find it. It's really hard to find it because you need your head to find your head, and it doesn't want to be found. You know.
Right.
So that's a situation, and you're an alcoholic, so you have to drink just to function. You know.
I've got so many questions.
Yeah, I've got a few.
So many.
I've got a few myself there.
Okay, number one. You said my head runs off.
Your head runs away, yeah.
Does it have little feet and arms?
It does. It has no arms. It's got kind of stumps, little stumpy things. It inserts into the neck hole, and they just run away.
Does it wear little sneakers?
No. Sorry, no.
Can you buy it little Snickers?
It can buy itself sneakers. I mean, once it's off you can't do shit.
Okay.
So I can't sneak little sneakers onto it when it's on my head when I'm sober.
You might be able to tempt it by buying some sneakers and then, leaving them around.
Yeah. Leaving one of his favorite haunts.
Without arms, it's going to have trouble putting them on. So it's going to have to be strategically placed to jump directly into those sneakers when it escapes.
Okay, that satisfies my first question.
All right.
So my head I get drunk.
Yeah, all the time. You're an alcoholic.
And I'm hoping that it's wearing little shoes. And can it get drunker when it's detached? Can it go to a local pub and be like,
it doesn't have a stomach, and so it can absorb very little alcohol, and that's the only thing that's going to bring it back to you. Is the it's an alcoholic too.
So it needs to get drunk again.
Eventually, it's going to come back to you to get charged up.
What kind of stuff does it do? Does it get into trouble?
That's promising. It's going to come back because it's dependent on your ability to get drunk.
The problem is, it's very low to the ground, and it's drunk also. And so there's a tendency in this situation for it to cross a road and get run over, for a dog to bite it and carry it away, and... that kind of thing.
And a head playing dead ain't shit.
Here's a question. So it gets drunk when it's on your body. Mm-hmm. And then it rolls off.
Yeah.
And then it runs away. And it eventually gets less drunk. It sobers up on its own.
But it can also attach to somebody else.
Whoa.
Like you. If it finds another body, you could lose your head forever.
It can, never mind, I'll find someone like you. It can do that to you?
Yeah.
It can do that to you? Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Damn. Well, that would assume
that's rough.
It's another headless out there. There are many other like me.
Probably 10% of the population is affected.
Roughly about 10%.
But not all of them are alcoholics. So, you're dealing with a smaller population of runaway heads.
So I need to show this head a real good drunk time when it's on me.
Yeah.
To say, you better come back because I got me something you want to taste.
You've also got the hands, and so if you have the wherewithal, you can lock yourself and your head into places. It can't escape, I
like it.
It can trick your body once you've passed out to release it, and that's part of the problem.
Can I ask one big question? I think everybody's probably got the same question about somebody's head rolling off and then you having to go find your head. I think we've all probably got the same big question about it, which is, can your head knock somebody else's head off and then take over that body?
It can find a body, but it can't. It hasn't got the power to.
So you're saying Possum's head is too weak to kick off somebody else's head?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I understand. That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
So here I am, headless, drunk, wondering when my head's gonna come home.
Sure.
Worried sick, most likely.
Right.
Is my head out there in the world making me the fool? Is it saying things that I wouldn't? Or does it have my personality, only drunk? Do I have to worry about what kind of...
I mean, that's the question. If your personality only drunk, is that really you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just wonder, what kind of state is my reputation going to be in once my head gets back in my body? Am I going to remember stuff the head did once it comes back?
Once it comes back, you remember, and it's humiliating.
Oh, God.
Humiliating.
Folks, we got some great questions here in the chat.
Okay.
Let's see. Junkus is here. Toot toot to Junkus.
Oh,
hey, Junkus. I trained Junkus. Junkus.
What?
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Great scrotum on that one. Yeah.
I knew he had a sack of balls in that sack of junk. Just knew it.
I don't know what I'm going to do on Valentine's Day tomorrow, now that I have the knowledge that Junkus has a stronger sack than me. I feel like to cry. Okay, so Junkus, toot toot, welcome to the show. Could you tie a rope around your head?
You could, but
To keep him from getting too far?
Yeah, and then tie it to your ankle like a surfboard.
You'd have to get a piercing, like a nose piercing that you could attach it to. And there's very little.
Yeah.
There's very little that you can anchor to your head.
I think a good septum piercing and then a little boogie board Velcro strap around your ankle.
Yeah,
I think that would probably.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Okay, conceded.
No,
All right.
Absolutely not. I can tell you something about my drunk head. It does not like to be chained down. At all. I need that.
Your head likes to roam.
It likes to wander and get into stuff. And it's got them little shoes. And I know that if I try to chain it, it's not going to want to come back on my body.
Hey, listen, what kind of shoes are you going to get for your head?
Red high tops.
Red
Nice.
high tops for your head. That sounds cool. That sounds real
That's
cool.
a safety feature. If you could get those shoes on there, it's going to have a lot less chance of getting hit by a car.
Exactly. I need some high vis, baby.
Yeah.
All right, Starter, it says, can you chip your head? Can you chip your head?
I chip my head every day. Chip,
to track it?
Yeah,
to track
put a chip in your head.
Yeah.
Like how I put a chip in Possum.
Yeah, but how are you going to get it without your head? You can chip it. You're going to have to hire somebody to track your head for you.
No, you just got an app on your phone and you can find your head.
No, because you don't have your head to find your head with.
What
You
are
understand what the problem is?
Just get your,
you don't have a head, you can't see anything.
Exactly.
You can't talk, you can't look at a phone. Your body is inert, useless.
Yep.
I think I would just wander into the other room. Wife would go, oh, head's gone again. I could see that.
You're assuming that in this world,
I give the wife
a
old tap, and I hand her the phone, and she goes, oh. She goes, oh. And she probably have to talk pretty loud because my head's gone. She probably have to go, oh, I see it. It's down the street.
I forgot to ask you a clarifying question. In this scenario, is it me and my life and my wife and my house, or is it a more sad version of me where I'm alone?
I think based on the alcoholism and the the detachable head situation, I don't know that you ever found a partner, and I think you would have to literally hire somebody to track your head for you.
In my luck, that'd be a drunk guy too.
Right. And you're trying to pull bills out of your pocket, without having eyes to see, so you're paying them who knows what, because you can't look at the bills.
50.
Yeah. So, and now, is this world like the regular world we live in now, or is it like the road? Is it like Cormac McCarthy's The Road?
It's a lot more like this. I mean,
it's more like this than The Road.
To technology and
so it's okay.
Stores.
So it's okay.
It's worse because in The Road, Cormac McCarthy's The Road, there's less traffic on the road. Right now, there's tons of traffic. If it weren't for them high-vis shoes, his head would be squashed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
So far, it's very difficult for me to live with, but this game is about optimism. It's about headless optimism.
Junkus has a great question. 100. Well, that's not a question. Why did I say that was a question? 100% chance something gross is going to happen to that head.
Oh, yeah.
So something gross is eventually going to happen to the head, which is...
Because people are terrible.
Because people are terrible. And honestly, there's a 100% chance something gross is going to happen to all of our heads as well. So I don't know that that's even a point against this world you've described. Bonus says, Stardart, you might find a new head. The Shrew79 says a comment I'm not even going to read to you. It's too mean. Stardart says, could it spook another head off? Jaded Wombat says, congrats on the scrotum. I suppose that's for Junkus.
For Junkus, yeah.
Congrats.
Really, Junkus.
Nice sack, Junkus. Toot, toot. All right, everybody. So at that point, it's just everybody congratulating Junkus on having a better...
What was the gross, mean one?
Yeah. Oh, we don't. We need to talk about it.
Oh, I can take it. I can take it.
I don't know. Really? You can live with this?
Don't you concern to me.
Concern to you? Whew. All right. Well, the Shrew79 says, would be a big bonus for that ugly possum to lose that head.
Heads.
Boing.
Boing right off.
Who gives a shit?
But, I mean, the question really is...
Like pee off a duck's back.
Who are you even?
Right.
If you have a different head, is it really you? Are you anymore? I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, you'd be
Maybe
you.
if your head finds another body, but...
You'd be you, you just have a bunch of stupid memories that somebody else had. You'd still be you, right? Because your heart's down here, right? And
you seem to know a lot more about this world than I do.
Yeah, your heart's down here, and your core is right here. And all your different energies are flowing different ways, and your root's down here, which is apparently quite a defining trait.
Very important.
I knew you would enjoy that, Jimmy.
The Shrew says he really loves me.
The Shrew79 says, I love you, really, Mr. Possum.
Your nemesis has never said that to you. Now, I've come up with a conclusion here, Jimmy. Can
I just, real quick, get a clarification?
Sure.
Now, this is, the Shrew79 says, I'm just tired. We don't have to...
Classic of abusers.
Yeah, yeah, no shit. There's just a lot going on in my life. The Shrew79. The Shrew79. Are we? Where? I just my mind. British person calling themselves the Shrew to me. Like I went, okay, this is a lady from England, the Shrew, and I think that was my immediate thing because it was. Shakespeare's got that play about the shrew. Mm-hmm. Great character, the shrew. Mm-hmm. Who is a lady? I don't know.
I've read it.
Okay. Yeah, of course you've read it.
I know.
But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom.
You ate it and read it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Chainsaw Vigilantes here in the chat all of a sudden, and just says lol. Just says laughing out loud. Toot toot to you. Shrew79 says my giant scrotum says otherwise. All right, so turns out just like everybody else on this darn tootin' site, except for Mrs. Dilius, Shrew79's an old dude there from the UK.
I believe Stardart's a lady.
Oh, okay. Well, toot toot.
People assume that cats are female and dogs are male and shrews are female.
I do.
Correct.
But it's an important belief of mine. It's an important part of how I define the world. So, anyway, I think we... so, wait, did you live with that or not?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to, to share my conclusion with it. Here's the thing. What you've described is a living horror for most people, and I will admit it gave me great pause.
You do have great pause.
Thank you. But To be honest, what is a possum's life but a detached drunk head running about in the night anyways?
Sure.
Wondering what's gonna happen to it. Really, who gives a shit, you know?
Yeah, the body's pretty bad.
And you get to drink. I mean,
yeah, I can still do
how bad could it be, right?
And surely, if my head's out there acting the fool, it's got little sneakers on. It's not even me. People are like, oh, it's that thing that happens to him. It's not like it's a doppelganger that's a full carbon copy of me out there saying, oh, look at me, I'm a dumbass and pooping my pants. This is the little guy with the little feet. If anything, it's adorable.
Yeah, if anything, it's doing better than you.
Yeah, I think it's actually an upgrade, so I can live with that.
All right. All right. Well, that was I Can Live With That. That's our classic game that everybody loves. It's a real big hit.
It's a thrill.
The Shrew 79 says, my cat is a boy. Jaded Wombat, same for me. Stewed, all cats must be girls. I'm reading the chat backwards now, which is a bad move. Star Dirt says, twat twat. I think that was it.
That's their way of saying I am a girl.
Yeah.
They've got a speech impediment. That's how they say toot toot.
Hey.
Twat twat. Maybe she's French.
You know what? Here's a special Valentine's Day twat twat to all the ladies in the chat. Just saying it.
Yeah.
You know, just why not? Why not give them a little moment? Actually, I can think of a few reasons why not.
Yeah.
I can think of a few reasons why I should not have done that.
I think in this scenario, it's okay. Jimmy's cool with it.
Jimmy's cool with it. So, I think we've come to the end of our episode tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. for Big Howell and Possum. Dilius right now is going to, first he's going to unsub, apparently, even though I don't think you can even subscribe to our channel yet.
No, you're a sub for life, son.
Yes, he is a sub for life.
You're what's called a bottom.
He's a born sub. I was DMing Mrs. Dilius this week a bit, and we talked a little bit about it. We made a few little jokes about that, but we don't need to go into those. So, Dilius is going to, thank you very much. Dilius posted the streamlabs.com Big Howell and Possum. Once again, we have our new drive where we are applying some of the money that you donate to us so that we can get a better rig, so that we can put on a better show for you, so that we can then send that show to Jeff Bezos and he can decide to pay us for our time. Okay?
And if you give us even more than we asked for, we're installing a truck horn.
Yeah. And if you give us a ton of money, that rig is going to have a lot.
And be sure to check out my book, Balls to the Wall.
Balls to the Wall by Jimmy Rickets. Go look for it in the back section behind the curtain of your local bookstore. And also, okay, so we got some other shows on the channel we wanted to talk about, right?
You know, Junkus, the trash pal.
Yeah, great sack on that boy.
He's got a great, fun little show.
Big trash sack.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. He does a show every Monday at 6:30.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday at 6:30.
Tuesday at 6:30.
Where he plays video games, and it's fun.
He does what this actual site is for.
Yeah.
So you will find our friend Junkus at 6:30 Tuesdays playing different games. What did he play? The other night he played Goat Simulator.
Played Hitman.
He's played Hitman. He's played Fortnite a bit.
Go ahead and watch that. It's before, Wheel. It's before Jeopardy. You ain't doing shit.
Yeah. And he'll probably have you off before Jeopardy, I imagine. So go ahead and tune in. Give Junkus a toot toot every 6:30 on Tuesday.
Not every 6:30. 6:30 a.m. He ain't up.
6:30 p.m. Tuesday nights Eastern Time. This show is 10 p.m. Wednesday nights Eastern Time. I have a show that I'm moving to 10 p.m. Monday nights called The Order. That's my solo show where I am putting everything in the universe as it is given to me randomly, one item at a time, in order from best to worst. Right now, what do you think's in the number one spot from best to worst right now?
I don't know. Lunchtime.
Yeah, he's right. He's got it. It's lunchtime.
Wild guess.
Yeah. Lunchtime is
Toot,
best.
toot.
So toot toot. All right, and then
My head wandered off and watched your show. I didn't remember that.
now you're bringing Night Critters back soon, right?
Night Critters is coming back soon. Me and TJ are gonna live stream from the circus. My little nephew TJ is an annoying little turd, and he wants to go to the circus.
Okay.
So we're gonna go.
So we're gonna have a circus special.
We're gonna live stream from the circus.
All right.
I'm not sure when we're doing it again.
Not sure when we're doing it.
I don't know when TJ.
So keep an eye on the tweets. Follow Big Hal Possum on Twitter. Also, be sure to like this page and get notifications for it, so you'll know when we are on. And I think that's it. Thank you, Jimmy. Do you have anything else you want to plug? You got anything else coming up?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me on. I just it's a great opportunity to talk about the root of trunk rot and how to cure it. And I want to empower men everywhere to cure their trunk rot through the techniques in my book.
I think you're going to see me get a lot cooler over the course of the next few months as I get a better root going.
Oh, no.
And start to walk more like John Wayne because my balls are constantly swollen and in pain.
Is this going to lead to you just buying a better cowboy?
At a certain point, it stops hurting, and that's when you know you're a man.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know.
Yes.
That's when you know, when the nerves are gone, that's when you know you're a man.
That's right.
Thanks for watching. If this is your first time, please subscribe. I love y'all. Toot toot.
Toot toot, everybody.
Toot, toot.
We are gone. Big Hal and Possum. Happy Valentine's Day. Big Hal and Possum.
Toot toot.